Muy buenos días. Bienvenido. In this little video, we're going to have a look at how to use the continuous tenses. Okay, these are a series of tenses in the past, present, and future time frames. They express an action or state that is, was, or will be happening. And they're really quite useful to use and use really naturally in Spanish. So some examples. So this one's in the present tense. Actualmente estoy preparando esta lección. Actualmente, so at the moment, estoy preparando esta lección. ¿De qué estábamos hablando ayer? ¿De qué estamos hablando ayer? What were we talking about yesterday? What were we talking about yesterday? So there's a period of time. What were we talking about? ¿De qué estábamos hablando ayer? And the future tense, pronto estaré viajando a España. Pronto estaré viajando a España. Soon I will be traveling to Spain. Okay, so there's some examples. Let's see how the tense is put together. They are really useful when we come to the speaking exam and the picture card in the speaking exam. If we want to be able to describe what's going on in the picture, that's really useful because we can say, for example, in the photo there are these people, they are doing gymnastics, they are doing this activity. So that's a really good use of a continuous phrase. And if we want to be really clever, we could say, we could put that into the past tense, they were at the gym, they were doing these activities at the gym. Okay, so let's have a look at the formation. The key to the success with using continuous tenses is knowing our verb estar, and that's the verb to be. Remember when we talk about things which are non-permanent, and we talk about location, so estar. So we've got to be really confident with the verb estar, and we're going to be in 3 time frames. So let's have a look at those time frames. So in the past, we're just using the imperfect tense. So estaba, estabas, estaba, estábamos, estabais, estaban. So there's nothing new there. In the present tense, using the present simple, estoy, estás, está, estamos, estáis, están. So those you can see are the present continuous. And then in the future, estaré, estarás, estará, estaremos, estaráis, and estarán. So really knowing our verb estar in those 3 time frames is pivotal, is really important to being successful with the continuous. So that's the first element. Let's have a look at the second element. And the second element is this present participle. If you've seen my verbs, when we looked at compound tenses, when we looked at the perfect and the pluperfect and the future perfect, they were made up of 2 parts. We had that haber, the use of haber, and then a past participle. With this time, we're substituting haber for estar, as we just mentioned, but this time we're going to use a present participle. And I'm going to show you how to make the present participle. And just like when we've made past and present tense conjugations, there are 2 steps. There's 2 steps to here. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's just take a straightforward AR verb. So we're going to be working with AR. We remove the AR suffix, which gives us our stem or our root as we've been using. And then we're going to add ando. So let's have a look at that in action. So there's our infinitive, hablar. There's our infinitive with the suffix removed, ab. And then finally we've added ando, hablando, speaking, hablando, to speak, hablando, speaking. Well, let's see what happens when we have an ER or an IR verb. Process is exactly the same. Remove the suffix ending of our infinitive, so remove the ER and IR. This time we're adding yendo, yendo. So let's go through the process again. Comer, to eat. Comiendo, eating. Vivir, viviendo. Vivir, to live. Viviendo, living. So, as I said before, it's a 2-part process, just like when we've used past tense and present tense. So, putting that all together, we use estar, so we could either use it in the imperfect, the present, or the future, and then we add our past participle. So let's have a look at a couple of examples. Estoy hablando. Estoy hablando. I'm talking. Estoy hablando. I'm talking. Estoy hablando. Estaremos comiendo. Dentro de 5 minutos, in 5 minutes, estaremos comiendo. We will be eating. Estábamos viviendo. We were living. En esta época, estábamos viviendo. We were living. At that time, we were living in a certain place. Okay. Well, there are some exceptions to forming the present participle, so let's have a look at those. That's our next step. ER and IR verbs whose root ends in a vowel, so it's A-E-I-O-U, are going to use yendo. Yendo. So I've got the verb to fall, which is caer, but as you can see, if I remove the ER, I'm going to end up with CA, and there's our vowel, and becomes cayendo, falling. Está cayendo. He's falling. Está cayendo. Leer, to read. Remove the ER, which we would be, to make the present participle. It's going to end up with le, makes it leyendo. Leyendo. Estoy leyendo. I'm reading. ¿Qué estás haciendo actualmente? Y bueno, estoy leyendo. Estoy leyendo. And the verb ir, as we know, the verb ir to go, removing that completely just gives us yendo. Yendo. Estoy yendo. And then finally, there are a number of verbs which we call stem changes or radical. I'm going to be making a video about those in the present tense. We'll have a look at those. But for the moment, what they do is they will go to their stem change. And I'm going to explain all about the stem change in verbs in another video. But decir, to speak, becomes diciendo. Estoy diciendo. Estoy diciendo. I'm saying this. Estoy diciendo. Another one, dormir, sleeping. Están durmiendo. Están durmiendo. They are sleeping. Estaban durmiendo. They were sleeping. Okay, so as I said before, they're really good. When tackling the picture card question in the GCSE exam, it's really useful to be able to use these continuous tenses. So I hope that's been helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you want to. And please, in the comments below, give me any topics that you'd like me to explore and to explain, because I'd really like to help you with those. Muchísimas gracias. Adiós.